All right, well, good morning, afternoon, good evening, whenever it is that you're watching these videos today. We're going to go ahead and move on into our next section, which is on multiplication of polynomials. Okay, pretty easy topic, something that you learn in Integrated 2. This should be a pretty simple day for you. I know that some teachers teach this as FOIL. Some teachers have you make a box. The way I teach it is the method of just distributing. All right, that way when you distribute, you'll be able to combine like terms pretty easily, have everything, and it works for any and all polynomials that way to just distribute. So you've done distributive property before. That's a pretty simple topic. How do I multiply two binomials? Two binomials. Remember, a binomial is a two-term expression. So what we're going to do here is we are going to start by distributing the 6y. So I do 6y times 3y to get 18y squared. And again, you have to distribute it to both parts here. So 6y times negative 7y is negative 42y. Now you want to distribute your negative 4. And if you do that, you end up with negative 12y. And negative 4 times negative 7 is positive 28. All right? So pretty simple there. Just multiplying those things correctly is the key. And now from here you want to combine your like terms. So using the last lesson we worked on, if you combine these like terms, you'll have 18y squared minus 54y. We're just combining those two like terms together. Then plus 28. And that is going to be your answer. Now again, I know some of you guys did the FOIL method, but this actually is the FOIL method if you look at it. We've got the front ones being used, the outer ones being used, the inners, and then the last. So again, I just use the distributing method because when we get to more complex expressions like letter F, for example, we want to make sure that we've got the ability to do this which is distributing, because again the FOIL method is going to kind of break down at that point. All right, now we need to make sure that we use our exponent rules correctly. That's why we did the reviews on the exponents. Hopefully you have some recollection on how to do that. So here we go. Let's start by distributing our 3 to both of the parts. So if I do that, I end up with 12y to the 5th. 3 times 4y to the 5th. 3 times 7, that's plus 21. We're not really worried about order at this point. We're just making sure we multiply both parts. Same thing here. I'm going to multiply both parts. So now we got to be careful because we're going to have some exponent rules coming into play. So negative 7 times 4, that's negative 28. But now you got a y squared times y to the 5th. When you multiply, you should add the exponents and get y to the 7th. And now you want to do 7y squared times 7. That's going to be negative 49y to the 2nd. Now you want to write your answer in standard form, which is where you have the highest exponent power all the way down. So highest exponent power here is the 28. So negative 28y to the 7th is going to go first. Then your plus 12y to the 5th should go next. You're going to have minus 49y squared, and then lastly plus 21, and you're going to have it. Okay, there is the assignment, or sorry, the answer to letter B. Okay. All right, and we'll work on these in class a little bit, but let's keep going. Let's try to fill in these notes here that I'm trying to give you. So letter C here, we want to again double distribute carefully. We want to be careful with our positive and negative exponents because we can't have a negative exponent in the answer. So let's see what we get here. 3 times 2 is going to make 6. I'm just multiplying those coefficients. And now I'm going to add the exponents and get x to the negative 2. Negative exponents don't bother me until the very end. So if they're here right now, I'm not going to worry about it. But again, how did I get that negative 2? By adding negative 4 and positive 2. Okay, now we're going to do 3x to the negative 4 times 7x. That's going to be positive 21x to the negative 3, negative 4 plus 1. multiply through by 5, and you're going to have 10x squared. 5 times 2 made 10x squared. And then 5 times 7 makes 35x. All right, and now from here, I will take care of my negative exponents, but again, I'm going to start with my highest power, which is 10x squared. X squared is more than x to the negative 3. Okay, it's positive, it's more. Then plus 35x. Now next is going to be the x to the negative 2, but the way you're going to write that is you're going to write plus 6 over x squared. Remember, with negative exponents, you drop them to the bottom, make them positive. And then lastly, we'll drop this negative 3 to the bottom and get plus 21 over x cubed. Okay, when we come to class, you may want to ask me some questions about this, and I'd be glad to give you some help. Okay, when we get there. All right, so let's keep going. Let's move down here to letter D on your notes. And see, again, this is why I don't use the FOIL method, is because now what do? I've got a middle term of a trinomial here. By using that FOIL method, I'm going to be lost. I'm not going to know what to do. So we want to start by just distributing the 2x to all three parts carefully. So 2x times 3x squared is going to make 6x cubed. 2x times negative 4x is going to make negative 8x squared. 2x times negative 3 is going to make negative 6x. Again, this is stuff you should have learned in integrated 2, so it should be pretty easy for you. Distribute the 5 to all three parts. You're going to have plus 15x squared minus 20x minus 15. And there we go. We've multiplied. Now we need to combine like terms and write it in descending order, highest power down to lowest power. So you're going to have 6x cubed. That doesn't combine with anything. In this problem, I'm going to cross them out because I just got so many things I might forget something. I've got a negative 8x squared and a positive 15x squared. That's 7x squared. And then I've got a negative 6x and a negative 20x. That's a negative 26x. And we've got a minus 15. And there you go. We have it. Okay. All right, so now what about with double letters and so on? I'm going to do these on a separate sheet here, just a little bigger for you so that you can see. So I'm going to rewrite letter E here. It was 2x cubed y plus 7. We're multiplying it with 2x to the fourth y plus 3xy. Okay, I just want to do it where you can see it a little more clearly. You can do it right there on your notes if you want. So again, I'm going to double distribute, but now you can see where things are getting more complicated. The expressions are more complicated. So we're going to do 2 times 2 to make 4. And now we'll add the exponents when we multiply. So you got an x cubed times an x to the fourth. That's x to the 7th. You've got a y times y to make y squared. Hang on just a second, I got a call coming in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to this one in just a second and pause this.